Hi, we are going to create a new artwork from our prints. Okay, I'm going to use dye. Okay, and I'm going to cut this out and do a bit of a collage thingy and have some dye on it. So I'll kind of like, you can cut it any way you like. Okay, I'm going to cut it a little bit. I really don't know. Okay, we're going to cut it any way we like and show it aside first. So you need not have to use a good print for this. You can use any print if that is not so cool looking. So I'm going to cut into strip. Or you can even tear it. You don't have to cut it to give it that kind of like random effect of it. Okay, then I'm going to tear that a bit, that bit, and be as creative as you possibly could. Don't have to think about, you know, like, oh, it's going to be wrong. No, nothing is going to be wrong. Okay, I'm going to recreate it. It's going to be something somewhere there, maybe. Okay, and I'm going to dye wash it. Okay, so I'm going to stick the pieces down first. You can use PVA glue or you can use a glue stick to do this. I'm just going to use my glue stick. You realize that I've rearranged. Yeah, I am. I'm doing a video for my student. Yeah. Yeah, that is my creating my new artwork. Okay, I could do it there. Yeah. Now I got all my pieces down. Then do a little bit of wash. Now you can use any color you like. You don't have to use blue. I'm just using, yeah, I'm using blue, but you don't have to. Now I will put a piece of newspaper at the bottom, so that I can just go all the way. I know sometimes when I'm doing recording, when it's nice and quiet in the afternoon, I will have people walk into my office and start thinking that I've gone crazy. But I'm not, I'm just enjoying my artwork. Okay, you can use other color if you like, but I think blue is going to work really well for my print, because then it kind of would blend in really well. Now I don't need to have everywhere painted. I can leave some of, you know, some of the background white. It's okay. It's just a wash. You don't have to wash everything. I can even have like fine lines. can go with like thin lines, kind of give it the little variety thingy. And I can make as though like this line is coming out there, and that is coming out there, and as though it's growing out. Add a bit more. Now if I go a second layer on top, obviously it's going to be darker. Okay, just here and there, because I don't want all of them to be of the same tone. I don't want them to be boring. So this is adding a bit of interest to my artwork. Now my artwork looks entirely different from my print. Okay, they look entirely different. Now this is a development of my artwork, so I can do it any way I like. Can add a little bit of more detailing there. Okay, a little bit of more. The more detail you add in, the better, but just don't overdo it. Like, don't make it like too much. Sometimes to doing a piece of artwork, you need to know when to stop. Okay, you need to know when to stop, when to say like, oh, I think I've enough, and it's just going to be the type of stuff. Okay, now when it's dry, I can always come back in and add a little bit of pen line there. Okay, so for the time being, I'm going to stop here, and I'm going to let that dry. Now that it has dried a bit, and I'm going to add a bit of a warm color to it. It looks a little bit dull, so that is the color that I'm going to add on. Okay, so can have a test a little bit. Yep, I think that is going to add a nice touch to my artwork. So I'm just going to go like, I'm not going to add too much of the red dye. I'm just going to go over a little bit here and there. Now I could even do it on top of the print. Do it on top of the print as well. Okay, can just leave it there. Go on top of the print. That's okay. And a little bit on the print there. So maybe bringing that through to there. Like it's still leading the eye through the piece of artwork. So when you're doing something, kind of have a kind of a different color that leads the eye through the artwork. So this is my leading line here. Now it did not have to be a complete line. It can even be little dots here and there. Okay, because I have dots here and there in my print, so I can just go there, kind of bring it through down there, and I make a kind of use a heavier line, a thicker line at the bottom. Otherwise, the thing is going, your artwork is going to look lopsided. So I would normally have a thicker line at the bottom. Could even do that. Okay. Have it in there. Okay, not overdoing it. Maybe that should be enough now. That should be enough. Just a little bit. Now remember not to overdo it. You need to know when to stop. Okay? If you do too little, it's not nice. If you do too much, it's also not good. It's like overpowering. You don't want that to happen. Okay? Just a little bit in there. Yep. Could have bringing that kind of dots through there. Now, remember we are doing, our theme is microscopic creature. So, well, it should be a bit organic, a little bit like as though it has movement here and there. And their movement are kind of quite random, kind of not so controlled type of movement there. So I reckon kind of quite good now. I quite like it. Now, when you're done with this, with the dye, you could actually use your pen and add in some highlight. Okay, I'm going to use a red pen, which I was given beginning of the year. Okay, I could actually use my red pen and add some fine lines. Do not forget that when we do dry point print, we have some really fine lines, which you can't actually get with your pen, isn't it? So we can go do a little bit of that there, a bit of lines. And I could also use a blue pen if I like to highlight some bits and pieces. Draw some lines there. Again, not too much. Okay, just here and there a little bit, kind of make my artwork more complete. Okay, I think at the moment I'm quite happy with it. Okay, there you go. Enjoy and have a nice day.